What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am bringing you guys another video in my collection series, and today I'm going to be talking about my setting sprays and my foundations. I know this is a weird combination, but I store them right next to each other in my collection and they're both relatively small, so I just wanted to go ahead and speed through that. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing what foundations I have in my collection and which setting sprays I have in my collection, just keep watching. Alrighty, so if I were a person watching somebody else's video in this category, I would only be interested in foundations. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit those first, and then we can do the powders or the sprays last. So if you're not interested in it, you can just click out of the video. I will say that I have combination skin. I am oily in my T-zone, and then I'm dry to normal in the outer perimeters of my face. Currently I am more normal on the outside perimeters because I've been taking care of my skin. So let's just go ahead with my foundations. Yeah, no particular order. I can tell you guys if it's my current shade, if it's winter shade, summer shade, all of that in between. So the first foundation that I have here is my Fenty Pro Longwear foundation, and this is in the shade 470. I purchased this whenever she first released her line, what, 2 years ago? Yeah, because it's been 2 holidays, so 2 years ago. And I got this during the summer because she released in the summer, and this was a really productive summer for me. I was outside every day, all day, without wearing sunscreen, so I got super dark. So this is a foundation that I will use if I want to darken any foundation. I like the formulation, but I'm too cheap to buy a full size because I have a good amount of foundations right now, so I don't need another one. But in the event that I run down through some of these other ones that I'm not a huge fan of, I will get another one of these in my current, or in a real shade that I can tweak a little bit less than that one. Next I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I have this one in 5C1. Did I say what? Yeah, I said what shade. This is one of my first foundations that I purchased. Well, this is the oldest. Let me double check. Yeah, this is the oldest foundation in my collection, I want to say. I purchased this off of Poshmark from a third party, and I'm almost done with it. It's like right here. This is too light for me. Even in my winter, I don't get this light. I don't know if I was wigging out or what's going on, but this does not work for me. So I actually mix this with my Fenty foundation to work currently. It's actually currently the combination that I have on my skin right now, in case you are wondering. I do like this foundation. It's really matte, really full coverage, really kind of drying in my opinion, so I would not repurchase this, but I'm glad I got to try it for a discounted price. And I think I got the pump discounted as well. I don't know. I was a Poshmark maniac when I first got into makeup. Right next to that, I have the Becca Skin Love Foundation. I don't know if I've hauled this yet. If I haven't, it will be coming up in a haul, but I do like this foundation. It is very much a skin-like foundation, and I've really grown to love this. This honestly reminds me of the CoverGirl. I will try and find the name and put it on the screen, but I really love that foundation. I project panned that foundation and got through it really quickly because I loved it so much. This, I would say, is like medium buildable, kind of. I don't like to build past medium personally, so I like this foundation, but if you're interested, I would say you could build up in certain spots. That's about it. But yeah, I do like this foundation. Next I have the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation in Mocha. This is too light for me. I don't know if I will get this light in the winter. If not, I will have to always mix this with something else. To test it out, I mixed this with my Fenty foundation, and I like it. I was at a weak point. I was into foundations. I was in my foundation kick for the year, and they had a 30% off sale, so I purchased it. Yeah, I think this is the deepest shade. If not, there's like an espresso that's deeper, and I played myself. Either way, yeah, it's a nice foundation. I'm just not dying over it like everybody else was making it out to seem. Next is the dumbest purchase that I made. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Elixir Foundation. This is in DN3. I doubt you guys can see because the lights are probably blinding this out, but this is ridiculously light. I use this as a concealer because it's that light. It is currently the concealer I'm wearing today. I've been using it every day since I finished whatever the last concealer I was project panning. This is the concealer that I've been using every day since. I am trying to get this out of my collection. I do not think this is good for all skin types. I have tried this as a foundation and I got oily really quickly. So I would not recommend this if you are oily or combination. Normal to dry, sure, but normal or anything more than normal, I would not recommend it, no. Okay. Next is another oldie but a goodie, the NYX Total Control Drops. I first purchased this online at Ulta and they have a wicked shade range. If you did not know, it's a really big shade range online. In store, it's a lot more condensed and I found my shade to be 19 Mocha. This is a perfect match for me pretty much year around. I love this foundation. As you saw, I was pretty much like down to here, and that was only with like the first season of wear. I have not reached for this one in a while, but when I do finish this up, I will repurchase this. I really like this foundation, and I don't understand why it doesn't get much hype. I would say this is medium to buildable, and that's kind of in my realm of things that I like, and I would say this is more naturally foundation finish as well. Next, I have a foundation that I've been meaning to do a foundation review on, and I might end up doing it actually tomorrow. This is the thier Skin Backstage Foundation in 6N. I got samples of this foundation and fell in love. I love this foundation. I know this was hella hyped, what, a month ago, and now it's not died down. I still enjoy this foundation, and if I want a foundation that I don't have to mix, I will reach for this. This is a perfect match for me currently, and I really love this one, so I would recommend it. And like I said, I have oily combination skin and I like the wear. It is more of a natural to satin finish, but I still think it wears well on my skin. The next foundation is one that I've already done a review, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It is the Haley's Reset Liquid Matte Foundation. I love this foundation, and yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing my review on this, I will attempt to link it up in the cards. If not, I will link up my foundation review series for you guys. But this is a foundation that I've already reviewed on my channel, and I do like it a lot. Next is an oldie but goodie. I just purchased this recently, and this is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I have this one in 4.3. I matched myself online, and this is a little too dark, so this is leaning more towards my winter or my summer shade, but I still like this foundation. This is a really good foundation and it wears really nicely on my skin. I think this is more of a natural foundation finish, and as you can tell, that is where I lean to. I like to be matte but not too matte, and I feel like when I put a lot of powder on, and I do put a good amount of powder on, having a natural foundation kind of balances it out. So I really do like this foundation as well, and this is a foundation that Casey Holmes raves about for life. So I would say she's a lot more oily than me, I think, and so if she likes it, if you're oily or combination, I would recommend it. Next, I have a sample that I got a good amount of wear from, and I will be purchasing the full size. I just have not done it yet. This is the MAC Master Match. I think it's Master Match foundation in 8.5. I happen to be in a MAC store, and I've been doing a lot of foundation. Well, I had been doing a lot of foundation reviews, and I wanted to get a MAC foundation just to match myself, so that if you were trying to match yourself based on my matches, you had some form of reference. This is pretty much a dead on match. It is one of those like it'll match itself to me. It just had to be like the right shade range, but the undertone will match to me. So if you're interested in this foundation, or if you have this foundation, that's how I would kind of gear yourself towards this one. And I do like this one. I would like to purchase it, but I'm no longer in a foundation kick, so I don't feel the need to, but I will keep this sample until I feel the need to or the urge to purchase this full size. Next, I have my one and only powder foundation, and this is from Bare Minerals, and this is in Deepest Deep. I tried this in store, and when I tested it in store, this was a perfect match for me, at least for my hand, put it that way. When I put it on my face, it was a different story. And I kind of just put it in my collection and have not touched it since. What I'm gonna do is try it again, probably more so in the summer, because this is a really good foundation for the summer. So I will see that. It does keep you matte, I will say that. It's matte, child, it's matte. But I think I also need to get a better brush for using this, and then in addition, maybe get a little tanner. So we will see that in the summer, and maybe I'll do a foundation review on that this upcoming summer, but we got a ways to wait for that one. Next, I have a Sephora foundation, and this is in the shade 55 Deep. I like this foundation. It works for me. It's no fuss, no muss. I wouldn't say it's like a go-to, but I wouldn't say it was terrible. I got a good amount of wear from it when I was testing it out, and this would be like an easy, no fuss, no muss, I just need something to throw on, and yeah, type foundation. So I would recommend this. This is a terrible foundation range, so if you're not interested in like really grappling with that, I would not recommend this. And then also, if you're a cruelty-free person, I don't think Sephora's line is cruelty-free, so yeah. Next, we have the BH Cosmetics foundation. Actually, one of these suckers is too light. Hold on, let me. Okay. I figured it out. So the Sephora collection foundation is more towards my like winter shade, and this one's more towards my winter, not my winter, my summer fallish shade, because this one definitely has more of a warmer undertone. The Sephora one has a cooler undertone. So anyways, let's get back to the review. This one, as it says, is a natural finish foundation, and I really do appreciate that. As you can see, I prefer a natural finish, and I've said that before. I would recommend this. It's not like the end all be all, but I do like this foundation, and it's pretty cheap. I want to say it's like $8, so not a bad foundation for $8. And I got this off of Ulta, so that's always a good thing. Next, I got the L'Oreal, can we not, Infallible Foundation in 112. This is one of my older foundations as well. I should go ahead and finish this up to get this out of my collection. I liked this when I had this. This is a fuller coverage, and I'm not a huge full coverage person. Would I say this is demi matte? I would say this is more matte, honestly, which is another reason why I have not really reached for it. But yeah, it's a good foundation. If you're interested in matte medium to full coverage, go for it. But for me, those two things are just not up my sleeve anymore, so I don't like to really reach for this one. But it is more of my current skin tone right now, so this would be perfect to use up right now if I wanted to. Next is a foundation that I did go ahead and review, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's the Hue Noir True Hues Flawless Matte Finish Foundation, and this is in Chestnut 81. This is another foundation from Target. If I know I didn't say it before, but the Haley's one is a purchase that you can get from Target as well if you're interested in getting it from Target. So I'm not going to talk too much. I have reviews on those. I will keep it pushing. Next are a couple of samples. Let me just get all the samples out the way. Some of these I have not tested out. Some of these I have. If I can get a foundation sample, like with one of my purchases from Sephora, I usually do, because I like to test out these things for free. This one is the The Makeup Forever HD Foundation in Y505. I love this foundation. It is a natural, beautiful medium coverage. I will be purchasing the full size. I've just been too cheap to do it. So this is something that I will keep in my collection because I want to purchase. Next is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. This is too light for me, so I was waiting till the winter to see if I can work with it in the winter to really test it out for a full day. If not, I'll just do it on a day that I don't leave my house. But yeah, I haven't tested it out, so I can't tell you. These are two of the multiple samples that I got from the Dior foundation. This one is 6 in, which is my current match, and this one is 7 in. I might keep it to see if it'll work for the winter or the summer, and maybe I can mix these two to get it to work in the summer, but I'm not pressed. And then the last little sample that I have is this Lancome Teint d'Eau Ultra Wear Foundation in 500. I believe I had this same exact shade in the stick, and at one point I liked the stick. I don't know what I was going through. So I wanted to see what the liquid is like on my complexion, so I wanted to try the sample. Eventually I'll get around to trying it, but right now I have not. The item that all those were sitting on top is a Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. This is in a bronzer shade or a contour shade. I thought that I could finesse this to be a foundation. No, it's an acquired taste. What I will probably do is use this on like a vacation that I really just don't care. But it's like no coverage at all. So yeah, and yeah, I would not recommend this. Even for a contour, I honestly don't see how it'll show up, but if you want to go for it, go for it. Okay, we're winding down. We only have 5 more left. So next I have the Born This Way Too Faced Foundation, and I have this in Cocoa. This was Cocoa. Yeah, what am I going through? This was the last foundation shade in the original line before Jackie Aina extended it. I did not realize that I didn't need another shade. Like, this was my perfect match. I don't know why I was wigging out, but I went ahead and purchased this. I love this foundation. This is a beautiful foundation. It's nice medium coverage. It is to full coverage. Once again, I don't go that far, and it's really natural. Like, it's undetectable in my opinion. I really like this foundation, and I would highly recommend this one. Next I have a BB cream. I tend to like to keep at least one BB cream in my collection. This is not the best, but this is a Black Radiance BB cream if you're interested. It's oily free. I'm not a huge fan of it, but honestly what I might do is mix this in with that contour shade that I have to get a little bit coverage, a little bit of color, and to keep it pushing with that. So I will get that out of my collection eventually. All right, last 3 foundations. I have this Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation in F14. I did review this when I did a full review on the Revolution Pro line. I purchased one of everything so I could do a full face. If you guys are interested, I'll try and find that video and link it up in cards. I did like this foundation. It was not my favorite. It was not my worst. So yeah, this is one of those things that you do have to order online though. It is only offered on the Revolution website, so that is a problem. But I mean, I got a pretty good shade match. I'm pretty good at shade matching, as long as the photos are true. As long as those photos don't play me, we're good. So that is that. The last 2, this is another oldie but a goodie. This is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in Dark 1 Trinidad. I will always have this in my collection. I really love this foundation. This was one of my first foundation purchases from Sephora, and I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. So I would recommend this. This I would say is medium to full coverage, and it gives you such a beautiful canvas. I would say once again more of a natural, if not semi matte finish, but I really do like this one a lot, and I wish I had a pump but I was too cheap. What I'll probably do is take that Estee Lauder pump and just stick it onto this one. You know. And then last from my foundations, I have a Bare Minerals foundation, and this one is made perfectly for me. I used their they have an app where you can perfectly match a foundation to yourself, and I used it because it was like an influencer type situation. If you don't know, I am a part of the influencer app situation. If you're interested, I will try and remember to put that down below so that you guys can register if you want. It does give me like points, but it doesn't equivalent to money like Ebates does, in case you were wondering. But yeah, I really do like this foundation. It really was beautiful, and I believe you could even say like the finish that you wanted when you made this foundation. So I really did like this one, and I will re-up when I get through it. I did do a decent dent in this foundation, but it was expensive. I think it was like in $50 range, so that's a lot. So yeah, I did like this foundation. If you are interested in getting like a perfectly customized foundation, I would recommend this one over like the Lancome one, I want to say, which is like $100. Go with that Bare Minerals. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just take this. In case you were interested, this is what I keep my foundations in, and I did get this from like TJ Maxx or like a Marshalls or something. Now it's time to get into my setting sprays. I have a lot less setting sprays, so this will go by a lot quicker. I have two Max Fix Pluses. This is the original Prep and Prime. This is the Prep and Prime Matte. I like them both. I like this one to get rid of powderiness and to foil eyeshadows. I like this one to set my face. I really do like this one. As you can see, I got a decent amount of wear from this, and this has not been out but for a couple of months, and I just recently purchased this. So I really do like this, and I really do like this one as well. Max Fix Plus Prep and Prime will always be in my collection, so in case you're wondering. Next, I purchased this Ofra makeup setting spray from, I want to say Holt Look or TJ Maxx, one of those, and I like it. The spray is intense, okay? Like intense. Same with the Max Fix Plus. All three of these setting sprays thus far have been very intense setting sprays, but if you long arm it, you can get through, so it's okay. But yeah, I do like it. I don't think that it does anything particular for my makeup wear longevity time, but I do like it. I like to set my face regardless of if I think it's going to do anything for my face or not. Alrighty, next I have a spray that I switched into this section because I was originally using this as skincare, but my face seemed to dry out a lot, so I wanted to put this as a setting spray to see if it works best. I have not used this as a setting spray coincidentally, but eventually. This is the rose water from Pearl Essence. Like I said, I was using this as like an hydrating mist, so I was using this in addition to my moisturizer, and I felt as though my skin, my outer edges were getting really dry, and this has been since I've had a consistent skincare routine. So I think that this might be a decent spray to use for setting my skin. Yeah, this has witch hazel, so that makes sense why it was drying, because witch hazel is drying, and a lot of people use that to get rid of pimples and stuff because that helps. So yeah, I plan to use that as a setting spray eventually. Next, I have two all-nighter sprays. I have both a travel size and a mini. I have not never ever purchased a full size. I continue to get these minis free some way somehow. I think they're both on their last leg, so I really need to get my life together and purchase. What I'll probably do is get that duo. I will probably purchase that, but until then we're gonna keep sticking with these little ones, and this is one of my holy grail. I don't really like that word, but this is one of my favorite setting sprays. Next is my other favorite setting spray, and this is the Boscia White Charcoal Mattifying Setting Spray. I love this one. This was my very first setting spray. This was my first like high-end like Sephora purchase when it comes to setting spray. I love this one. I got this Big Daddy, I think after I finished like a travel size. And if I need a setting spray that I know will work and for some reason I can't find my all-nighter, this is the one. You do have to make sure to shake it up really good so that the charcoal is not gonna just like set onto your skin. But once you spray it, delicious, delicious, delicious. Next I have, my last two are drugstore setting sprays. I got this one, which is the Wet n Wild Natural Finish, purely because I wanted to make some of my matte foundations more of a natural finish. This one has a decent setting spray. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's definitely more nicer on the environment and on me. And I can't say that I really see a huge difference. Honestly, I think this is equivalent to like Max Fix Plus. So if you like how Max Fix Plus like depowderizes your face, you would like this to depowder your face. So that's how I would equivalent that. And then lastly, in some instances, I really wanted a dewy finish, so I purchased the NYX Dewy Finish. I barely use this. I think I've used this 2 or 3 times. Once again, because I wanted a step up from being matte, and I really wanted a spray that could really transform my matte setting sprays. As you can see, or setting my matte foundations, as you can see, it's a really nice spray, really nice on me, and I can show you guys right now. It's really nice spray, not too odorous. And you can see there's not really much shine added to my face in the end of the things. So honestly, I would say that these two are equivalent, and they're both equivalent to Max Fix Plus. So that, good Lord, is my setting spray and foundation collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I intended to keep this going up, but you know, life happens. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this is now my 3rd or 4th installment of non-eyeshadow palette collection videos, and I will continue to update them. And of course, so I don't know if my camera cut off before I could say goodbye, but yeah, that is all, folks, for both my setting spray collection and my foundations collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, y'all, it has been real. Peace.